What's up guys, here's your boy, Mindskeever. For today's video, I will be compiling the top 10 questions most of the game players are asking, especially for this upcoming Android Alpha testing for Wild Rift. So, let's get it on! So here's the first question. What is the Wild Rift's regional Android Alpha? Alright guys, so from June 6 to June 27, Manila time, Wild Rift will be available to a limited group of players in Brazil and the Philippines. So lucky for the Philippines and Brazil guys, so this alpha test will only available for Android phones. Sorry for the iOS users. Now, this test will be pretty small and much of the game is still very work in progress. As per Riot said, they are collecting feedback on a few important things. Second is, what are they testing? So there are three things. First one is Wild Rift's core gameplay, because they have to know if Wild Rift lives up to your standards for a genuine league experience. Second is game systems, which is very important as well. They have to figure out if it's easy to get your friends onto Wild Rift, if their progression systems feel rewarding, and that getting champs feel fair, right? Third one is infrastructure and server stability. This is just to make sure that they are upholding a high quality of service for your matches. Alright, next is, how do I get in? That is the most basic questions everyone is asking. Now, the test will be pretty small this time around, but they are going to be randomly selecting from players who have pre-registered for Wild Rift on Google Play. Now, on June 6 to 8, servers will only be available from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. each day as they confirm the game stability. Invites will be sent earlier in the day on June 6. Alright guys, so again, invites will be sent earlier in the day on June 6. I've heard na merong mga limited na slots for alpha tests, but based on my research, invites will be sent before the alpha test begins on June 6 at 6 p.m. So they will be inviting more players as the test goes on. So keep an eye on your email if you don't get on the first day. They are also raising the minimum device spec for this test, but there's more on that below. Reminder guys, once invited, you'll need to log in with the same Google account that you used when you pre-registered on Google Play. Alright, ulitin ko. If you receive an invitation, you need to use the Google account that you used when you pre-registered. Alright, next is, what if I don't get in? Sad, right? But they still love you. They won't be able to fit the majority of you on the first day of alpha test, but they still want to show you what they've been up to. So if you haven't watched the gameplay reveal yet, just scroll down below, alright, and watch the gameplay reveal. Alright, so here's another or a very hot question. Why Brazil and the Philippines? Well, for one reason, they really love churrasco and chicken adobo, which are one of the most popular dishes in Brazil and the Philippines. Just kidding. The truth is, they wanna start in just a couple of regions where players aren't super similar in the way they play games. This way, Riot Games get a range of feedback and data to make sure they are hitting the mark among different groups of players. Another question. My skills are top tier. I am the best, but my phone isn't. Now, what are the minimum device specs? Alright, as per Riot Games, they are temporarily raising the minimum device spec for this test. Alright, as they are testing a few things mostly unrelated to performance. They are committing to making the game accessible to as many devices as they can without compromising Wild Rift's core gameplay. and they will be working more on this as they approach to launch. Alright guys, so here's another good question. For regional alpha minimum specs, what are the requirements? So for Android phones only guys, the CPU should be 8 core with 1.5 gigahertz speed and above, and 64-bit processor only. Lower than that, you are not compatible for the upcoming alpha test. The RAM requirement is it should be 3 gigabytes and above, and the resolution of 1280 by 720 and above. For the other one, the launch minimum spec targets, it is now lower so that they can cater to more players. So for Android phones, the CPU is down to quad core with 1.5 gigahertz and above, and 32-bit processor or 64-bit. The RAM is also lower to 1.5 gigabytes and above, and the resolution is still the same, 1280 by 720 and above. So for iOS phone user, your phone should be iPhone 6 and above. Lower than that, you are not compatible for the gameplay or for the game itself. Alright, another question. If I get in, can I talk about the game? Can I record or stream stuff? Well, that's definitely a good question. The answer is definitely yes. There is no NDA or non-disclosure agreement on this one. Just make sure to show us what you make. Alright? Yeah. Next is, will anything carry over to the full launch? The answer is nope. Unless you count building up your sweet skills a bit before everyone else. What about if I encounter bugs or need to contact player support for something? Good question. Alright, so as Wild Rift is still in the alpha phase, and also due to the constraints that are currently impacting a lot of game companies across the world, player support for the Wild Rift Alpha will be a bit lighter than Riot's other titles for now. But never fear on that. They have a small site spun to tackle some more questions for you all. They won't be able to respond to individual ticket requests, but they are monitoring your feedback, and they will have upgrades for future tests and for launch, since alpha players can also submit direct feedback to them through the Google Play Store. So, where can I find more info? Keep in touch with them. They really want to hear from you, so I'll go ahead and link down below the sites or accounts that you can contact support. Okay? Alright guys, I have so many questions. Well, we all have a lot of questions, but for this one, they will be running a Q&A for Brazil and Philippine players, whether you're in the alpha or not, right? But when the test has been live for a little while, they can get your spiciest questions and ready, and they will answer them in another post. So, alright guys, that is for now. Once again, this is Mindskiver. This is just the first step on Wild Rift's journey, but it's an important one, right? Whether or not you're able to play this time, they still need your feedback, your concerns, and of course, your memes. They really need to make Wild Rift a fun, long-term game, and for that, you need to make sure that they are building it all for you. So as we approach to launch and beyond, they need your help to tell them what they are doing right, what they're missing, and what they should focus on next. Alright, see you on my next video. Thank you.